Hi everyone, it's Karen. Welcome back to my channel. I was gifted this amazing practice hand by a lovely friend of mine. So over the weekend I wanted to test drive it and create my first set on it, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and it looks fantastic. So I just wanted to do a bit of a step-by-step on the design that I created. However, in this video I have used a single practice finger because all the nails are pretty much the same. So a big thank you to my friend for gifting me this, and let's jump in and get started. Okay, so this is the nails that I created on my practice hand, which I have done a step-by-step by on the single finger today. These were inspired by my lovely friend over at Chronically Creative Nails. Her channel's linked below, so do pop over and check out her channel. But otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and just jump right in here. I've got my Blingline Cool one-step gel. As you can see, this is a self-leveling gel. It has a low exothermic reaction, so it's very good for any clients that get heat spikes, because you don't have as intense of a heat spike, if that makes sense. So just going in with my gel brush. This is a size 8, it's a Chroma brush, and all I'm doing is literally putting down a slip layer on the nail. I always like to do this here beforehand, just as I would do on a human hand or finger, whatever. I just like to put that slip layer down because obviously it's something to file down to, and it creates a really nice base to start off with. So once I've that applied, I then go into the lamp for a cure. Okay, so moving on now to Blingline Cover Gel Warm Pink. This is a beautiful builder gel, which, as you can see, is very thick. It doesn't self-level, it basically stays as it is. It is a dream to work with. And I just take a bit of that and sort of pat it towards the cuticle and just very sort of gently work down. So I'm kind of creating a cuticle and a little bit of an apex here. And then I'm just kind of feathering that pink out and down because I'm going to be putting glitter at the tip and I'm going to be encapsulating it. I don't want the tip to begin too thick because obviously most of the free edge is really going to be covered in glitter. So I'm going to try and keep that as thin as possible and just kind of feather that down, and then we're going to go in for a cure. Okay, so moving on to our glitter. How beautiful is this? This is Urban Princess from Nail Sugar. It is gorgeous. I love it. It's very fairy tale like. And I'm just going to lift a couple of little scoops out and set it onto my palette. Sometimes I mix the glitter in with a little bit of gel, a couple of blobs. Sometimes I just kind of like to apply it as is. So today I'm just kind of applying it as is. So I'm taking my Cool One Step gel again, and this is actually an old tub that I keep for very sort of thin, for applying glitter onto thin layers. As you can see, there's some glitter at the bottom there. I wanted to point that out. So taking a much smaller brush, this is a number 4, my Crystal Nails brush that I use only for glitter, and I'm just putting on a very, very thin slip layer yet again, and then sort of dipping back in. I just to get a little bit of gel sort of on the nib of the brush there. As you can see, I'm just going in, lifting some glitter, and I'm just going to start placing that. Now I've kind of sped this bit up because I am such a fussy glitter placer. I mean, it takes me so long to sit and place glitter as to where I want it to be. I'm really fussy with stuff like that, but that's just me. I just like things, you know, I just kind of, I don't know, I like it how I like it. And it does take me quite a while, so hence why I've sped this up. And you can see I'm just kind of like going in, filling in the spaces, putting some of the bigger chunks where I want them, because the background I want to create is kind of like an autumnal sort of evening, sort of sunset, where it's a little bit chilly, but there's still some beautiful kind of like, you know, sunset tones going on, if that makes sense. So like evening tones, really, maybe not sunset, but more evening tones. We're getting the most gorgeous sunsets here at the moment, so this is what sort of has inspired this, along with Chronically Creative's beautiful nail that was done recently. So as soon as I'm happy with my glitter placement finally, then I will go into the lamp for a double cure to make sure that the lamp obviously penetrates all the way through and cures everything. So yeah. Okay, so now on to the next step. I'm going back in again with some of my Cool One Step. I'm just almost sort of like floating a layer down over the glitter there, just to sort of, it's almost like a slip layer, but quite thick, sort of in the sense that it just sort of seeps down around all those little glitter particles. And then I'm going to lift a slightly larger bead and sort of start working on my apex, just to sort of, create the strength and structure of the nail there. As you can see, that is my apex bead, and as you can see, that nice gorgeous clear bead there. But I wanted to show you guys, it self levels beautifully, this gel. I absolutely adore it. It is a dream to work with. I should mention I do have a discount code for any Blingline products purchased through the little nail shop, which it is all linked down below if you want to go and treat yourself or buy any beautiful gel products, or even their Neo Nails gel polishes, Blingline gel polishes. They got some beautiful things on there, so I do have a discount code for that, which is linked below. So yeah, so I'm just working now on the structure of that nail, making sure that everything's nicely encapsulated, making sure that my sides are all nice encapsulated, and that everything's covered really well, working on that apex there, just kind of getting everything into shape. And then before it goes into the lamp, I usually do turn it upside down just to kind of let gravity do its thing, and then we will cure. Okay, so now that we're out of the lamp, it's time to get that sticky, tacky layer off, that inhibition layer, and hopefully your client's nail won't keep popping out the way this one does. So that would be a bit unfortunate. But yeah, that's the thing about the practice fingers. You just kind of have to hold on tight sometimes to them there whenever you're using them. So I'm just going to now with my file, and I'm just going through my filing routine and just making sure that everything's nice and tidy. So I like to file, and then I usually like then just to finish buff as well too. Okay, so I've dusted and cleansed my nail, and now I'm going in with my stamping plate. This is the Mother Nature plate. I love this plate because it's kind of like one big image, and I'm going to be using the sort of the tree image up at the top left. This is Pin Pie stamping polish, and I gotta be honest, this is the best black stamping polish that I have actually used. It is really good. So I'm just going in with some of that black there, and I'm just kind of like layering it on to where I want it to be, and I'm just sort of covering everything there, just sort of making sure I've got enough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little scraper, which is a Bits gift card, and I'm just going to scrape off the excess and then lift that with my stamper. And using the scraper, I just take off any bits that I don't want to apply onto the nail. So I'm just going to go ahead and I just sort of like press that down. And there we go. That is our little design stamped onto the nail. So it's going to give a bit of a sort of like a tree silhouette, if you will. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to be going in with my Blingline. This is the matte finish gel, and I'm going to use just my brush. I keep a brush actually for this one, and I just basically coat that over before going in for a cure. So I just make sure that everything's nice and covered with that matte finish gel. I take my time, and like I say, just make sure that the whole nail is encapsulated with that sort of that matte top coat. It is a hard gel top coat, so hence why I am applying it with my gel brush from the pot. And once I'm finished, then we'll just go in and cure it in the lamp. Okay, so once that's come out of the lamp, it is going to have the inhibition layer on, so you might be a little bit confused. Why is it still shiny looking? But you just have to wipe that off with the gel cleanser. Like I said, this is a hard gel top coat, so that's why it has the inhibition layer. So just give it a really good clean. Make sure that you just sort of get in there. I have a little spray bottle with gel cleanser that I like to just make sure that everything is really well wiped off. And then that's it. That is the finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's just a beautiful little autumn kind of silhouette with obviously that tree design and what I hope to be kind of like autumnal lights kind of behind there of an evening sort of sunset. So really beautiful. It's lovely whenever the light hits it, and I love the effect that the matte gives. It's just really pretty. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again next week.